I was having some sort of argument or conversation with somebody that animals don't have souls, okay? So, I mean, at first I was like super, super against it, because it's like, what the fuck do you mean they don't have souls? Like, clearly they do. Like, you can connect to them, you can love them, they can love you. Like, you feel that bond, okay? But just being the kind of person I am, I thought that it would be a good idea to just ruminate on it and think about it nonstop. Just the kind of girl I am, not like other girls. What actually made me start thinking about this was, I mentioned in the group chat, shock collars or something. And so I was then thinking about how when you train a dog, like, how do you train a dog? Like, how does a dog learn? Like, what is their learning style? Like, what does learning look like for them? Because, you know, the whole, like, classical conditioning, or just conditioning, but, you know, like Pavlov's, is that his name? Is that the study? I don't fucking know. With the dogs, mouth-watering. So, do animals feel emotions? Okay, so, yeah, I was thinking about how, shock collars, like, when you're training a dog, are they able to understand that, you know, like, if people are shock collaring, training their dog, for, I don't know, like, to stop peeing in the house or something like that, like, is the dog able to learn that peeing in the house is bad, okay? Like, are they able to know that that's wrong? Like, that's not something that they should be doing? I don't know. And so from there, I started thinking about, like, you know, the whole, are they able to know the difference between good and bad, and, you know, make decisions based on their perception of what good and bad is. And so then I was thinking, like, what the fuck is good and bad? Like, how do you define what's good and what's bad? And I mean, I don't know. A lot of every religion that I have ever learned anything about, the concepts are all the same. The rules are all the same. Even, like, what happens after we die, like, the principles are kind of the same. A lot, like, the core values, I guess, is what I'm saying. Like, do no wrong, forgive people. Karma is in every fucking religion. Like, what you give is what you get. It's all just very archetypal, however the fuck you say that. And, like, this is another fucking conversation, but that's, like, kind of how I base my life. Like, spiritually, like, knowing what's right and wrong, is, you know, learning all of the different core concepts and principles that are in all of the religions, like, after I've, like, analyzed them, you know, that whole thing. And, like, I pull those, because clearly if every single religion have the same concepts, like, clearly there is something going on there that proves the validity of them, right? Like, we're just trying to fucking define these concepts, and we just use different words. We speak different languages to talk about these very real and prominent and experienced events and feelings and blah, blah, blah. So, anyway, so yeah, with all the religions, like, there's archetypal things, and all religions define what good and bad is. If across every religion there are these archetypes of good and bad, right and wrong, evil and... what's the opposite of evil? That's gonna send me in another thought spiral. So, yeah, if in every religion there are these archetypes that fucking... they all roughly say the same exact thing. So, in a way, we've defined good and bad. Pulling it back to the fucking whole dogs, the reason why I even started thinking about all of this. So my dog Jessa, she gets into the trash like no fucking other. Like, to smoke this morning, and I was out there like maybe 20 minutes tops, and I came in and the trash was ripped everywhere. So the thing is when Jessa gets into the trash, or she does something that is, she knows she's not supposed to do, something that is wrong, something that is bad, she hides her tail, okay, and then she shows her teeth. Like, she goes like this. Like, it looks like she is fucking, I mean, smiling, growling. Like, when she was a puppy, my mom, like, put her in dog training classes because she thought that was Jessa showing aggression. But Jessa was a bad puppy, and she fucking destroyed things all the time, and so it was like a very frequent thing. And so we found out that she has anxiety, and that's like her way of being anxious, and her way of being like, oh shit, like, yikes, shouldn't have done that. And then, like, I'll, like, walk into the kitchen, and she'll just be, like, staring at the counter, and I'll be like, Jessa, and then she, like, whips around. Okay, so clearly she knows that she's not supposed to do that, right? And so, how does she know that? And, like, sure, training, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's how you teach them. But do they feel that on an emotional level? However, she shows signs of being anxious, and like it could be like hours after she's tore the garbage up that we see it, and like she still does the same thing. So it is that she has to know it's wrong. But then how the fuck does she know it's wrong? Like, can she I don't know, like, hear us talk? Like, does she understand English? Probably not, but like, who am I to say? Am I right? So way back in the day, when we lived in caves, emotions were used as a means to survive. And I mean, fear is a huge one, right? But even guilt is a innately wired emotion that we feel. And so guilt, one of the core emotions, it means you get that feeling of guilt when you think that you're going to be kicked out of your tribe for something you've done. And it's something that you feel bad about. But thinking back to when we were fucking cavemen, if we were kicked out of the tribe, we would not live. Because, like, we, as cavemen, I guess, needed to be in a tribe to fucking fight off the woolly mammoths. Like, if you were a single little caveman and you tried to fight a fucking woolly mammoth, you would not win at all. You'll probably die. If not fucking dying from not having enough food, and then the whole fucking, you need like emotional human connection, caveman connection. So if emotions are wired into our brains and they serve a very, very, very vital function, is it possible that the knowing of right and wrong is wired into us? Is it wired into dogs? I don't know. Do dogs feel emotions? I think so. My dog gets really depressed. We put dogs on Prozac. So clearly they have emotions, right? So then I started thinking, what about humans and our emotional experience makes us unique? Okay, so then I started thinking about psychopaths. So, psychopaths. What is a psychopath? What is, like the clinical definition? They don't feel emotion. And more specifically, empathy. They're not capable of feeling empathy for other people, other beings. So, what is empathy? Empathy is the inability to feel for others, to feel other people's pain, and to be able to put yourself in their feelings and experience in situations. So then I started thinking, do dogs feel empathy? Are dogs capable of feeling empathy? And just to go back to the whole archetypes thing, like, what do we call serial killers? Call them monsters. Like, they're not even human, okay? So monsters are a Jungian fucking archetype, right? And what is a monster? Like, causing chaos, evil. Anyway, gonna get back to empathy, and can dogs feel empathy? I don't know if dogs can feel empathy. Is it a requirement? Do you have to have experienced what they experienced? Is that how you can feel for them? I mean, no, because I can fucking feel empathy for people I have never been in their situation. Like, it physically hurts me. Okay, so that's, you know, like a possibility. But if it is, like, you have to have gone through something painful to feel empathy. And, you know, the more I'm talking this through, like, no, this definition of empathy is completely wrong, because empathy and altruism, that's a fucking caveman thing too, right? Taking care of your tribe, taking care of your people, loving. Oh my God, I'm getting into a whole nother thought process. So, are dogs capable of feeling emotional pain? I mean, yes. I mean, dogs have separation anxiety. Like, anxiety is pain. It's fear. And fear, what is the purpose of fear? It is to elicit change, to have more awareness of your environment, of yourself, of your body, of what the fuck ever. Again, caveman shit. I mean, dogs were fucking once cavemen too. Cave dogs, if you think about it, like, evolution's a thing. So they have, I mean, dogs are still in tribes. So are dogs just a little bit behind us as humans to evolving? I don't know. So yeah, dogs can feel emotional pain, but are they capable of feeling emotional pain for other beings? As a human, I believe that I can feel the emotional pain of others. I hate the term empath. I really fucking hate it, but it's mainly just because of the way that people use it. So it's not what the actual definition of an empath is. It's just like the way that people claim it when they're actually not an empath. Because being an empath, in its very freaking definite definition, is feeling other people's pain, okay? So, pain hurts. It's exhausting to fucking take on the emotions and feelings of others, right? Like, it's fucking exhausting. And so with empaths, like, my cousin just recently called me an empath, and I had beef with it for a little bit. But the way she explained it really resonated with me, okay? And it made me realize that yes, I am an anxious person. I have mental illness, what the fuck ever. But a lot of my anxiety could possibly be, if being an empath is the thing, it could be that I am just feeling other people's anxiety. I'm feeling other people's emotional pain simply by being in their presence, or, I mean, metaphysically speaking, just having some sort of connection. Like, thinking about them, like, listening to people talk, like, reading what people write. Like, that can bring me emotional pain. I mean, people cry over dog videos, right? I guess I mean more like military coming home dog videos. Lauren, you are just driving in circles and chain smoking and talking about who even fucking knows at this point. So going back to what is the difference between humans and dogs? And I mean, I just went on a spiel about empathy and what makes humans humans. But who am I to say what the definition is? Who am I to state that? And I mean, honestly, who is anyone to fucking state that? Ooh, But like, really, it's not possible as humans to be able to fully ever comprehend the universe, metaphysical shit, a lot of physical shit. I mean, a lot of people have the same ideas, and then going back to how every religion has the same core concepts, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. I'm just like, just brainstorming out loud. So humans are one of the only species that kill people just for the shits and gigs, right? Like other animals don't, like dogs don't, at least that we know of. So do they lack that intrinsic knowing of what is right and wrong that humans experience? I don't even know if intrinsic's the right fucking word for it, because like, is it something that's learned? I don't fucking know. Who can say? Is knowing of right and wrong, is that what separates animals from humans? And I mean, that brings me back to the reason why I even started thinking about this, is like, should we treat dogs as less than us? Because I really wrestle with that, because I believe that dogs and animals and pets, they have emotional needs, boundaries. So why do people treat animals like less than? Why do they abuse them so fucking much? I mean, like the meat industry, hello. So what does this mean? Do dogs learn from being hurt and being smacked and being shocked? I mean, it depends on your definition of learning. Like, yes, they definitely will stop doing it because they fear the pain. Wonder why. I mean, that is a behaviorist fucking deep-rooted emotion that all beings have, apparently, right? Like, that would only make sense. I think a lot of people just don't ever want to take the time, take the energy to try to understand what the animal is communicating and feeling. Because if you pay attention, they fucking let you know. Like, oh, I have a big long spiel about one of my cats, but basically she has anxiety and she puts off body language as apparent as fucking shaking her tail before she's like, she will bite you because she has anxiety, which don't we fucking all? And like, sometimes she just doesn't want to be touched. And so you have to put your hand in front of her face. If she smells it and then nudges it, that means she's okay with being pet. But if you put your hand in front of her face and she just ignores it, or she does not nudge it, she doesn't want to be fucked with. And, I mean, I respect that. I respect that. And like, it took like a couple, maybe like a year or so for my family to like really understand like what she was trying to communicate. But a lot of pet owners just stop there. Like when their cat is biting them, like they'll just return it, which is like so fucked up. Like we just don't value animals as beings and as living beings with emotions and feelings. At the end of the day, like, what does it really matter if dogs can learn right and wrong? I mean, I guess only for like comparisons, like with humans. Like, do we believe that humans should learn things through being hit and shocked? Like, no. And I mean, sure, everyone has different beliefs, X, Y, and Z. I don't think that humans should hurt animals to teach them. And I don't think that's teaching them respect. I think that it is making them scared of you. And so that's why they behave, because they fear you. They fear being hurt again. And I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, that is part of my own like personal trauma. Like, I just mold myself to please people because I don't want the confrontation, because I learned a fuck ton from my childhood that when there's confrontation, you should just be quiet and let it happen, because it's less energy, it's less painful to just fucking let it happen and to just forget about it, to just put it away, compartmentalize. So no But I mean, we don't know if it's right. We don't know if it's wrong. We don't know. Because, I mean, everything, I mean, even fucking gravity is a theory. Like, facts, what is the definition of a fact? Like, how can things fully be proven? Like, even just in today, like, they're fucking figuring out new things about physics and dark matter and all that fucking shit. Like, there's so much that we haven't learned. There's so much about the human brain that we haven't learned. There's no need to fucking assert a claim that's like, yes, this is 100% correct. So, moral of the story is that I think that shock collars are fucked up. I think that hitting your dog is fucked up and trying to train them to do things. I don't think that it's helpful. Sure, it's effective, but it is physically scarring the dog's brain, because that's what trauma is, and fucking fearing pain and doing what you have to do to avoid that pain, even if that means fucking, I mean, for me, like hurting myself, right? I don't know. I don't like that people treat animals like they are so inferior to us, because why are we so cocky about ourselves? Like, we're fucking going extinct. Like, we are literally in an extinction right now. Like, humans aren't smart. They're fucking stupid as fuck. We literally are killing our planet. So why do we treat animals like less than? Why? They're not. Why do we think we're hot shit? We're not. And why do we just give away animals when we get tired of them or when they're misbehaving? Why do we not take the time to try to understand why they're misbehaving and addressing that deeper issue? No, but no, people just return their animals. They give them away, especially like when they're puppies. Are you fucking kidding me? People fucking get rid of animals when they get rid of fucking animals when they are babies and they're acting like baby animals. Like when puppies are tearing shit up, when cats are, you know, clawing at you and doing X, Y, and Z, we punish them for that. But what do we do to fucking human babies? We try to figure it out. And I mean, I guess that's not entirely true for a lot of people and a lot of parenting styles, but that's the ideal thing. That's the ideal teaching method. And again, who am I to say that? Anyway, basically what I'm getting at is that we have to be nicer to animals. We have to stop eating as much meat as we do. And like, I can't go vegan for various reasons, but I limit my meat intake as much as I can. And I don't really eat a lot of dairy. Like, I try to limit that too, because again, that's, you know, they're hurting animals and they're not even trying to teach them anything. Ooh, that's a whole nother thought thing I need to process. I don't know. And the same fucking principles go towards humans. Like, don't hurt people to teach them a lesson. And that's revenge. Revenge is fucking an archetype in every single religion too. See, it's all connected. Everything's connected. It all comes back to the core concepts that we all try to define in different languages, and we fucking fight and kill people because we're just not speaking the same language. And like, not in like a real, like speaking like Spanish and English, like just the way that we view things, because fucking, oh my god, okay, I need to fucking go inside and fucking stop thinking, because I'm getting stressed out now. Anyway, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Basically, just be nice to animals and be nice to people, because we are no better than animals.